Hey, career professionals. It's been a little while since I've been over here in the private community, but I wanted to jump in today to answer a couple of questions for you guys. So I'll just give me one moment here to make sure that I can see you. I'm sorry, that you can see me and hear me over here. Okay. All right, so it looks like you guys can hear and see me. And so if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type replay. And if you're watching this here live with me, go ahead and type live for me. And so give me 1 second. I'm going to invite a couple of people here to join us that asked the question about how to get follow-up calls after your job interview. All right, and so I'll go ahead and jump right in. And so if you're watching live, go ahead and type live for me. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type replay for me as well. Hi, Laura, how are you? And so a couple of people asked about how to get follow-up calls after your job interview. And so at this point, this just means that you are absolutely clear on the type of job that you want, and also that your resume is working for you. So you don't necessarily need a new resume in order to get new interviews rolling in, because they already rolling in. If you're not getting interviews rolling in within less than 30 days, then that's when you want to start to make some changes for yourself in regards to your resume, so that you can get interviews and get your resume over to the hiring manager's desk within that 30-day time frame. And so if you're waiting longer than 30 days to get a new interview, then you need to make some tweaks to your resume as well. And so, how can you get those follow-up calls during your interview? After you've completed your interview, so you went to your interview, you answered the questions, and you did all the things, and then crickets. You haven't heard anything back, you got ghosted, it's been a couple of weeks. And so here are some of the best practices that I share with all of my clients in order for them to know exactly where they stand as a top candidate. But before I point these things out, I want you to understand as well, you don't want to force yourself into a position. If you are rejected, that's actually a good sign, because I've seen people force themselves into positions and end up getting either fired or wanting to quit the job. So make sure that it feels right before you reach out to that employer who hasn't reached out back to you yet. And so I'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to make sure that you do during the interview to make sure that you actually get the response that you want. Give me 1 second here. Just want to invite one more person. She just asked me the same exact question. Okay. All right. And so the first thing you want to do during your interview to make sure that you know where you stand as a job applicant and know whether or not you're going to get that call back is going to be to connect with that interviewer during your actual interview. Are you making that connection with them on a more personal and professional level as far as the conversation is concerned? It shouldn't be like a back and forwards, like an interrogation per se. You guys should be having a back and forwards conversation. It should feel right. It should be someone that you want to work with, and it also should be an environment that you really want to work in. Money is important, but that's going to always be the last thing in any case, whether you're in business or whether you're looking for a job. When you focus on your salary and how much you're going to make, which is one of the main reasons, by the way, that we don't ask for how much the position is going to pay, because really you should have already done your research before the interview. But you don't want to ask that question anyway, because it just makes it seem like you're really coming into that job for the money. So stay away from that during your job interview. And so if you're watching with me live, go ahead and type live in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type replay for me. Number two, another way that you could make sure that you get those follow-up calls after your job interview for your dream company is going to be to interview with other companies. And so there are a lot of seasonal positions that are being posted right now during the holiday season. And if you're watching this video like a couple of months from now, this video is probably going to be a bit dated, but the information still applies. You want to go ahead and interview with other companies that are like lower than where you are right now, and lower than the position that you want to actually get into. And so what I mean by this, what you can do to get the experience and gain the confidence that you want in order to ace your interview with your dream company, you can go ahead and interview with seasonal positions, positions where they're only going to be temporary, where you won't be there for long, maybe contract roles and things like that, with places like Target, or if you have like a Dollar Tree in your area and they hiring for seasonal employees, just so that you can get that experience. You can get that interview attire together. You can get a feel for the type of questions that they're going to be asked. You can get comfortable with the interviewing process. And so a lot of people haven't interviewed in years, maybe 10 to 15 years for different companies. And the questions are always the same for most companies. And then you go down to the industry specific questions, of course, but for the most part, they're going to ask you to tell you about yourself. And that's really an introduction to who you are, where you want to go and things like that. And if you haven't checked out my video on YouTube yet on the top answer to the Tell Me About Yourself interview question, go ahead and check that out. That is one of our most viewed videos on YouTube. So do go ahead and check that out. And if you want, I can share that link in the comments with you here as well. But and so yeah, go ahead. Number 2, interview with other companies. Don't turn down those interview requests, even if it's for a phone interview. Recruiter reached out to you via LinkedIn, and do like a rinse and repeat. And what I mean by that is find out what you're actually doing wrong. Where are you getting nervous and freezing up? And, what are you doing during your video digital interviews? Are you fidgeting a lot? Is the lighting bad? Are you not looking into the camera? That sort of thing. So pay attention to where you're making your biggest mistakes. And when you do it in a level where you know that you don't want to be there for a while, it becomes fun, and you can begin to collect information on the areas where you can improve. That way, when you get to your dream opportunity, you'll ace it without a doubt. And so another thing that you can do if you're in a place right now where you feel like you've gotten ghosted, like I said, you don't want to force yourself into the position for various different reasons, both personal and professionally. You want to place a call at least 3 days after your job interview. And so what you want to do is you want to reach out to them and say the same things that you would say in your thank you letter that you should have sent to them via email. And just politely let them know that you are very interested in that position. Check to see if the position has been filled. But what you don't want to do is to come across as aggressive, like you are upset because they didn't reply to your email, which you probably should be, because they're ghosting you and they're requesting your resume, not responding to you and things like that. But like I said, you don't want to force yourself into any position. I've seen that go left so many times. People wanting to quit their job, people end up getting laid off and things like that. And also, a lot of times with recruiters and hiring managers, the requisition changes. And so after they interview you, they realize that they need someone with a certain skill set or another skill set. And so what you want to do is you want to continue that follow-up process until you find out if this position really is a good fit for you. And so to keep yourself in a place where you're not falling into that job search depression, what you want to do is you want to keep those interviews rolling in as well. And so you should have more than one interview within the past 30 days, which means that you shouldn't be committed to a company if you haven't signed that job offer yet. I've seen job offers fall through simply because they're not looking to hire for that position anymore. Maybe because, for different reasons. They don't have the budget for it. They realize that they need to pay the person more money. It's just many different reasons why a company will rescind a job offer or not bring you in for a second interview and things like that. I just had a client as well. She's actually one of my clients, and she went through 4 different interviews and went through the entire process of, am I a good fit? Am I not a good fit for this company? Do I have the skill that I need to even request this type of money from this company? And she ended up getting the job offer, but that was mainly because she was in the right mindset and she wasn't really committed to that position. She didn't stop her job search, just because they had her in a second or a third interview. So continue to reach out to them and continue to apply for jobs is what I'm trying to say. And so I was just trying to talk and read Laura's comment at the same time. So I still need the thank you letter template, please. So what I'm going to do, Laura, is I'm going to create a free resource for you guys because I know there are a lot of people who want access to, who want the thank you email. And so what I'll do, right after this, I'll create that free resource for you so that I can go ahead and send that over to all of you guys at the same time. And tell me, Laura, where are you in that interview process? Is this the first interview, the second interview, the third? And also, are you continuing your search? And so let me know down in the comments below. All right. And so Laura, are you continuing your job search right now, or do you have your mind set on this one position? This is the first, and yes, I am continuing my search. Perfect. That's the exact answer I was looking for. All right. And so this is your first interview. So yeah, so you want to send that thank you letter. And then also, how long ago was it that you interviewed with this company? Hi, Marcio. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you for joining us here today. You'll get a chance to check out the replay right after this live video has ended. And if you guys have not checked out the YouTube channel, make sure that you check that out because, let's see, Thursday. And so today is, so last Thursday. All right, and so it's been a little while. You want to make sure that you get that thank you letter out as well within 24 hours. And so I'll get that over to you today after this session. And so what I'm going to do, because I do have a ton of videos on YouTube about interviewing and things like that. What I'm going to do is I am going to post a link down in the comments below about how you could check out the YouTube channel. And if you know anyone that's in an interviewing process and they're not getting the response that they want, invite them to join us in this private community. And also you can then share this video with them as well. All right, let me grab that link here really quick. All right, so Thursday, that's a long time, Laura, to send your thank you letter, but it's still not too late. You still can, complete that process to see if, you still have an opportunity to work for that company. And let me see here. All right. And so I'll just share this link with you here. Interview tips. All right. All right. And so make sure that you do subscribe to the channel as well. And I will continue to create new videos over there. And so on the YouTube channel, what you will find is a playlist with nothing but interview coaching tips and the things that you can do, that you should do in order to make sure that you ace your job interview. But the main thing you want to do is make sure that you continue to ask me questions, because I love questions. And I want to know how I can help you get to the next level in your career. I know with you, Laura, you posted your resume, and one day you woke up and you had a bunch of different job interview opportunities. And so your next step is going to be for you to make sure that you send that follow-up email. And so place that connect with your interviewer during the interview, so that you could see where you guys stand as on a professional level. You know, whether or not you want to work for that company, whether or not you this is a supervisor you want to work with. Interview with other companies so that you can get experience. Place that follow-up call at least 3 days after your interview if you didn't get any responses, and also if you didn't get any responses and you've been ghosted. And so let me know, was this information helpful to you? And if it is, I will continue to create more information just like it. I also created a poll here in the private community asking you guys what your biggest challenge is with your job search at this moment. Go ahead and check that out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another 3-day challenge to talk to you guys about those things. And so tip number 4, one of the biggest mistakes I've made, one of the biggest mistakes that I made on a consistent basis in my job search, is not having someone proofread an email before it was sent out to the recruiter hiring manager. Let's say, for instance, they sent me something and I really didn't know how to reply, and I wanted to just hurry up and get a reply back to them because I needed the job at that particular time to bring in additional income. What you want to do is have someone proofread that for you before you even respond. Have someone proofread your thank you email before you respond to them. You can have misspelled words. You can come across as someone who's desperate for a position, which is not something that people want. And I always like to refer to the job search as dating or in a relationship. And so as you complete each step of this process, think about that in regards to like dating someone or something like that. You wouldn't date 30 different people within the same family or something like that. You would be selective about who you date, right? And so you don't want to apply to 30 different positions within the same company either. And so you want to be selective about your job search. The job seekers, my clients who are at $100,000, between $100,000 and $400,000 per year, they are selective about their job search. They don't go out and just apply for hitting one-click apply on all the positions that come to their email. They know exactly what they want. They know exactly where they want to work. They know exactly who they want to work with. They know how to write their resume, a resume that is actually going to get to the hiring manager's desk, and also that looks good while they're networking in person with someone, which we're really not doing a lot of because of COVID and things like that, which I really wouldn't recommend. If you can do a digital interview, do a digital interview or via Zoom or Skype or something like that. If that is an option for you, I would do that. People who make between $100,000 and $400,000 per year in the Get Hired Today 6-week career coaching program, they know how to interview with confidence. They know how to interview like a champ. They come across as someone who's very confident in what they do. And then also they know exactly what skills they need in order to get to the next level in their career. They know how to apply for positions online so that they can position themselves as a top candidate. They don't apply for 30 different positions within the same company, but they are selective about the jobs that they actually apply for. And they also know how to negotiate their salary, and they know how to exit that job search process with the highest income possible. And so if you know anyone that could benefit from anything that I'm sharing here in this private community, do invite them over to join us. I am happy that we are continuing to grow, and I love your questions. So make sure that you always send me your questions, post them here in the group as well. And there was one other person that asked a question about putting their, let me see, headshot on their cover letter. I would steer clear of putting your headshot, and it was Ali Alba, and I would still steer clear of putting your headshot on your resume or even cover letter for that matter. And the number one reason, and mainly because right now you're applying for a position online and the ATS system is simply going to reject it. That doesn't mean that the company doesn't want to hire you. It just simply means that the computer was unable to read your resume, and it never made it to someone that can actually read it to even see if you're a good fit for that job or not. And things are, getting more and more automated. And so you want to steer clear of anything that's going to get you rejected from the ATS. And so if you guys want, I can create another, I can jump on here again to talk about, the things that you shouldn't include in your resume and things like that, and how to make it ATS compliant. And so if you are interested and if you're actively looking for a job right now, and you feel like you tried everything that you possibly could to get the responses that you want in your job search, go ahead and send me a personal message, and I'll have my, go ahead and type interested down in the comments below, and I'll have one of my team members reach out to you to set up a call, a quick 30-minute strategy session to see if the 6-week Get Hired Today career coaching program is a good fit for you. And if it is, I will walk you through step by step how you can get from point A to point B like the rest of my clients are doing right now. And so that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I love to read your questions. I love giving you feedback and seeing you guys get to the next level in your career as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.